The ancient fortresses, abandoned houses, old cemeteries, and dense forests. All of the scariest places in the world have a weird, eerie feeling associated with them. Adding to the fear of stepping on the scariest places in the world are the reports of tragic accidents and ghost sightings. So in this video, we are going to discuss top 10 scariest places in the world. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 1. St. Augustine Lighthouse, USA. The St. Augustine Lighthouse is visited by nearly 225,000 people annually, but it's just as well known for its otherworldly visitors. Several tragic events that occurred at the now historic site have contributed to the alleged paranormal activity. The ghost of a lighthouse keeper who fell to his death while painting the tower has been spotted watching over the grounds. And ever since the horrific death of 3 young girls who drowned when the cart they were playing in broke and fell into the ocean, visitors have claimed to hear the sounds of children playing in and around the lighthouse. Number 2. Brissac-Quinte, France. One of the tallest castles in all of France, the 7-story Château de Brissac is perhaps best known as the home of the Green Lady, aka the ghost of Charlotte of France. The Château's website tells the legend of Charlotte, the illegitimate daughter of King Charles VII, who was murdered by her husband after he discovered her having an affair. Named for the color of her dress when she was killed, the Green Lady can be found roaming the chapel's tower room and moaning in the early hours of morning. Number 3. Rainham Hall, Norfolk, England. Built around 1620, the 7,000-acre Rainham Hall is one of the most impressive estates in Norfolk. As is the case with most historic buildings, the home also has its fair share of legends and ghost stories, most notably ones surrounding Lady Dorothy, Dolly, Townshend. Dolly was the wife of Viscount Turnip Townshend, and the couple lived in Rainham Hall during the 18th century, during which time Dolly was reportedly locked up in the house by her husband. Lady Dorothy's ghost is now said to haunt the estate, as proven by a photo taken of her in the 1930s. Number 4. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. One of the biggest attractions in Scotland's capital city is also considered to be one of its most haunted. With sections dating back more than 900 years, the historic fortress's ancient dungeons have led visitors to the castle to report sightings of colonial prisoners from the American Revolutionary War, French prisoners from the 7 Years' War, and even the ghost of a dog wandering the castle's dog cemetery. Number 5. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. This seemingly serene forest at the foot of Mount Fuji has a tormented past. Colloquially known as Suicide Forest, Aokigahara has been the site of 500 reported suicides since the 1950s, reports the BBC. Some blame this trend on the forest's association with demons in Japanese mythology. Others point towards large underground deposits of iron, which interfere with compasses and make it easy to get lost. In fact, many hikers will mark their path with tape or string to make it easier to find their way back out again. Number 6. Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, Canada. Built in 1888 to encourage tourism and sell train tickets, this hotel is located by the Rocky Mountains in Banff National Park. But it gets a tad more gothic once you get inside. The Calgary Herald has reported several resident ghosts, including a bride who supposedly fell down the stone staircase during her wedding. But there's a less tragic spirit too. Sam the bellman, who worked at the hotel until 1975 and claimed he'd come back to haunt the joint. His spirit supposedly pulls ships, helping people with their bags before disappearing. Number 7. Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel's stately Georgian architecture and world-renowned whiskey bar have lured travelers to Estes Park since opening in 1909. But the hotel reached new levels of fame after inspiring Stephen King to create The Shining's fictional Overlook Hotel. That eerie association aside, many other ghost sightings and some mysterious piano music have been connected to the hotel, and the Stanley Hotel leans into its reputation with nightly ghost tours and psychic consultations from the in-house Madame Vera. Number 8. La Recoleta Cemetery, Argentina. You don't have to be religious to be moved by La Recoleta Cemetery, which features thousands of statues, mausoleums, fairy tale grottos, and intricate tombstones. as well as the remains of Argentina's most iconic figure, Ega Perón. The stone walkways and labyrinth of mausoleums are as beautiful as they are eerie, and Recoleta has a couple of haunted legends of its own. One of the most famous stories involves David Aleno, a former gravedigger and caretaker who worked at the cemetery for 30 years before killing himself. Today, people report hearing Aleno's keys jangling as his ghost walks the pathways at dawn. Number 9. Hill of Crosses, Lithuania. People have been placing crosses at this spot in northern Lithuania since the 14th century and for various reasons. Throughout the medieval period, the symbols expressed a desire for Lithuanian independence. Then, after a peasant uprising in 1831, people began adding to the site in remembrance of dead rebels, and the hill became a place of defiance once again during Soviet occupation from 1944 to 1991. While the hill and crosses were bulldozed by the Soviets 3 times, locals kept rebuilding it. There are now more than 100,000 crosses crowded together. As the wind blows across the fields of rural Šiauliai County, ornate rosaries clink against metal and wooden crucifixes, filling the air with eerie chimes. Number 10. Leap Castle, Ireland. Built sometime between the 13th and late 15th century, this Irish castle has seen more gruesome deaths than a Game of Thrones wedding. As legend has it, during a struggle for power within the O'Carroll clan, one member plunged a sword into his brother, a priest, as he was holding mass in the castle's chapel. The room is now called the Bloody Chapel, and the priest is said to haunt the church at night. During renovations in the early 1900s, workmen found a secret dungeon in the Bloody Chapel with so many human skeletons, they filled 3 cartloads when hauled away. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates and notifications. Goodbye.